Imagine looking down beneath your feet, past the concrete, past the bedrock, descending nearly 4,000 miles into the dark, crushing abyss of our planet. Since childhood, we have been taught a simple, almost comforting model of the Earth's interior. A rigid crust, a slow-moving mantle, a swirling ocean of liquid metal, and finally, a smooth, solid iron sphere at the very center. But what if everything we learned in school was a lie? What if the heart of our world isn't a smooth, uniform ball of iron, but something far more chaotic, alien, and deeply unsettling? For decades, geophysicists have been hiding a massive anomaly in their data, an inconsistency that threatened to unravel our understanding of the planet itself. Recent supercomputer simulations and deep seismic scans have finally revealed the terrifying truth. Deep within the crushing pressure of the inner core, where temperatures rival the surface of the sun, something impossible is growing. A sprawling planetary-scale anomaly that defies our conventional laws of geology. It is not a smooth sphere. It is a bizarre, towering forest of solid metal. Giant iron crystals stretching miles high, arranged in a terrifyingly organized geometry. Today, on Tomorrow's Fossil, we descend into the abyss to explore the iron snow theory and the terrifying metal forest that keeps humanity alive. To understand this colossal discovery, we must look at how we measure the unseeable. The deepest hole humanity has ever dug, the Kola super-deep borehole, only scratched the surface, ending at a mere 7.5 miles down. To map the remaining 3,900 miles, scientists rely on the violent echoes of our planet, earthquakes. When a massive earthquake ruptures the crust, it sends shock waves, known as seismic waves, ripping through the planet's interior. By measuring how these waves bend, reflect, and change speed at different monitoring stations around the globe, geophysicists can create a planetary ultrasound. In 1936, seismologist Inga Lehmann noticed that some waves were bouncing off a hidden boundary deep within the molten outer core. She had discovered the solid inner core. But as technology advanced, a bizarre inconsistency emerged, a phenomenon that seismologists dubbed seismic anisotropy. Seismic waves traveling straight down through the poles move significantly faster than waves traveling sideways across the equator. If the inner core was a perfect, uniform sphere of iron, the waves should travel at the exact same speed, regardless of the angle. The inner core had a grain, like a piece of wood. Something was dictating a physical alignment. For years, theories bordered on the absurd. Was the core an asymmetrical lump? Was it a single, gigantic iron crystal? It wasn't until a groundbreaking study published by planetary scientists that the chilling reality came into focus. Enter the iron snow theory. The boundary between the liquid outer core and the solid inner core is not a smooth, peaceful transition. It is a violent, churning hellscape subjected to pressures 3.5 million times stronger than the atmosphere at sea level. At this boundary, the liquid iron cools just enough to crystallize. Tiny, heavy crystals of pure iron form in the lowest part of the liquid outer core. Because they are denser than the surrounding molten rock, they begin to sink. This creates a terrifying subterranean blizzard. Millions of tons of glowing, solid iron flakes falling like a heavy metallic snow toward the center of the Earth. But as this metallic snow accumulates on the surface of the inner core, it doesn't pack down evenly like a snowdrift in winter. The extreme rotation of the Earth and the magnetic currents of the outer core force the iron to bond in specific crystalline shapes. They form dendrites. Dendrites are branching, tree-like structures. Driven by the Earth's rotation, these iron trees grow parallel to the planet's axis, stretching from the equator towards the poles. Over billions of years, this crystallization has built a dense, unimaginably massive metallic forest. The scale is incomprehensible. These iron trees are miles high, with branches thick enough to dwarf human cities. The space between the branches isn't empty. It is filled with liquid iron that gets trapped as the forest grows, creating a spongy metallic mesh that defies the simple solid sphere model. This forest perfectly solves the mystery of seismic anisotropy. When earthquake waves travel parallel to the trunks of these iron trees, pole to pole, they move rapidly along the continuous solid metal. But when they travel across the equator, they must pass through the complex liquid-filled gaps between the branches, slowing them down significantly. But this crystal forest isn't just a static relic of the past. It is an actively growing, churning engine. The inner core is expanding by about 1 millimeter every year as the iron snow continues to fall and the liquid outer core slowly freezes. This process releases immense amounts of latent heat. More importantly, as the pure iron freezes into the dendrite forest, it rejects lighter elements like sulfur, silicon, and oxygen. These lighter elements are suddenly expelled into the liquid outer core. Being lighter, they rapidly rise, creating violent, massive convection currents in the liquid metal ocean above. This violent upward rush of rejected elements, combined with the Earth's rotation, twists the liquid iron into colossal swirling vortexes. These electrically conductive vortexes function as a planetary-scale generator. This is the Geodynamo. It is the very mechanism that generates the Earth's magnetic field. Without the bizarre alien metal forest quietly growing at the center of the Earth, there would be no iron snow. Without the snow, there would be no rejection of lighter elements, no convection currents, and ultimately, no geodynamo. The Earth's magnetic field would simply flicker and die out. If the magnetic shield failed, the solar winds would rapidly strip away our atmosphere, boiling the oceans and leaving Earth as a barren, irradiated wasteland, much like Mars. We owe our every breath to a colossal, terrifying forest of metallic spikes freezing in the dark, miles beneath our feet. As we continue to listen to the whispers of earthquakes and map the abyss with supercomputers, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The Earth is not a dead rock hurtling through space. It is a living machine, complex, brutal, and profoundly beautiful. Thank you for joining us on this descent into the unknown. If this deep dive into our planet's alien heart changed how you view the ground beneath you, leave a like and subscribe to Tomorrow's Fossil. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the greatest mysteries aren't always up in the stars. Sometimes they are buried right beneath our feet.